Hello friends, welcome to my channel. You can search my all the educational videos by typing Pravinesh publication on YouTube. If you have any doubt regarding my videos and if you have any conceptual doubt, so you can WhatsApp me on my number. My WhatsApp number is written here, that is 9016487991. Friends, in this video I am going to explain Standard 8 Chapter number 4 Materials, Metals and Non-Metals Part 2. Here friends, in this video I am going to explain topic 4.2 Chemical Properties of Metals and Non-Metals. In that one, A. Reaction with oxygen, B. Reaction with water and C. Reaction with acids. Friends, first of all, let us understand what is the meaning of chemical properties. Friends, here in this chapter we are going to understand about the chemical properties of metals and non-metals, how metals react with chemicals, how non-metal react with the chemicals, that we are going to understand. What is the meaning of chemical reaction first? Friends, when you mix water and salt, so that is also a one kind of chemical reaction. When you burn a piece of paper, that is also a chemical reaction. So what is the meaning of chemical reaction, friends? When you mix two elements or two compounds and they create new compounds is known as chemical reactions. These are irreversible reactions. That means once you form product from the reactant, you will not get back the reactant. For example, if you make a curd from milk, you will not get back milk from the curd, so that is a chemical reaction. Now, let us understand this topic from the text. So friends, A. Reaction with oxygen. Here on the board I have written iron, its symbol is Fe, oxygen, that is O2, water, that is H2O. When they react with each other, they will give you iron oxide, that is Fe2O3 plus water. So now this is called a chemical reaction. Friends, from 8th standard you have some chemical reactions and that you need to understand. Which is the important thing? Here iron, that is Fe, you need to remember that in symbolically form iron is written as Fe, oxygen is written as O or O2, water its formula is H2O. So you need to learn the symbol of few metals as well as non-metals. Now friends, from textbook, A. Reaction with oxygen. You are familiar with the phenomena of rusting of iron. Recall the reaction by which rust is formed. You had also performed in class 7 an activity of burning a magnesium ribbon in air. You had learned in both the process of oxide formation takes place. Complete the following reactions of iron and magnesium with oxygen. Iron plus oxygen plus water, that will give you iron oxide plus water. Same as magnesium plus oxygen, so that give you MgO, that is magnesium oxide. Now friends, activity 4.3. Let us check the nature of rust formed as a result of the reaction between iron, oxygen and water. Collect a spoonful of rust and dissolve it in a very little amount of water. You will find that the rust remains suspended in water. Shake the suspension well. Taste the solution with red and blue litmus papers. What do you observe? Is the solution acidic or basic? When a copper vessel is exposed to moist air for long, it acquires a dull green coating. The green material is a mixture of copper hydroxide, that is CuOH twice, and copper carbonate, that is CuCO3. The following is a reaction. 2Cu plus H2O plus CO2 plus O2 gives us CuOH twice plus CuCO3. Here friends, before Cu, initially you can say that in this reaction, before Cu, a 2 is written. Why they have written 2Cu? That is for balancing chemical reaction. What is a balancing chemical reactions? Number of atoms of element in reactant side, it should be equal of the number of the elements on the product side. That is called balancing chemical reaction. Do not worry about this. You will understand balancing chemical reaction in higher standards. Just now you need to learn only a chemical reaction. Now recall the activity of burning a magnesium ribbon. The ash obtained on burning magnesium ribbon is dissolved in water and tested for its acidic or basic nature. Is a solution acidic or basic? How do you ascertain this? You must have observed that the red litmus turns blue. So oxides of magnesium is also basic in nature. In general, metallic oxides are basic in nature. Friends, you need to remember that always metallic oxides are basic in nature. Why? Because they turn red litmus paper into blue. Let us now observe the reaction of non-metal with oxygen. Activity 4.4 to be demonstrated by the teacher in the class. Take a small amount of powdered sulfur in a deflagrating spoon and heat it. If deflagrating spoon is not available, you may take a metallic cap of any bottle and wrap a metallic wire around it and give it in the shape as in figure 4.4a. As soon as the sulfur starts burning, introduce the spoon into a gas jar or a glass tumbler. Cover the tumbler with a lid to ensure that the gas produced does not escape. Remove the spoon after some time. Add a small quantity of water into the tumbler and quickly replace the lid. Shake the tumbler well. Check the solution with red and blue litmus paper. Friends, you can see in figure 4.4a burning of sulfur powder. In now figure 4.4b testing of solution with litmus paper. The name of the product formed in the reaction of sulfur and oxygen is sulfur dioxide gas. When sulfur dioxide is dissolved in water, sulfurous acid is formed. The reaction can be given as follows. Sulfur dioxide, that is SO2, plus water, that is H2O, it gives sulfurous acid, that is H2SO3. The sulfurous acid turns blue litmus paper red. Generally, oxides of non-metals are acidic in nature. Recall the name of some of the laboratory acids and bases you have read in class 7. Note down their names in table 4.4. Identify the metal or non-metal present in them which forms oxides with oxygen. Friends, in table 4.4, metals and non-metals in acids and in bases. Name of the base, calcium hydroxide, in which metal is calcium. Name of the acid, that is sulfuric acid, that is non-metal, sulfur is present. Same as you can see in serial number 2, 3, 4, 5, different examples are given. You need to memorize it. So here friends, we react metal with oxygen as well as non-metal with oxygen. Friends, reaction of any element or compound with oxygen is also termed as combustion. What we understood from this activity? Here we understood from this activity that we can form metal oxides as well as non-metal oxides. Nature of metal oxides are basic in nature and non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. Now friends, B. Reaction with water. Let us see how metals and non-metals react with water. Sodium metal is very reactive. It reacts vigorously with oxygen and water. A lot of heat is generated in the reaction. It is therefore stored in kerosene. Friends, sodium is very reactive metal. So whenever we do any practicals or chemical reaction of sodium, we have to take some extra care. Why? Because sodium reacts vigorously with water. That's why it is stored under a kerosene. Activity 4.5 to be demonstrated by the teacher. During demonstration, special care should be taken that the size of the sodium metal piece is roughly the size of a wheat grain. It should be held with a pair of tongs. Take a 250 ml beaker or a glass tumbler. Fill half of it with water. Now carefully cut a small piece of sodium metal. Dry it using filter paper and wrap it in a small piece of cotton. Put the sodium piece wrapped in cotton into the beaker. Observe carefully. During observation, keep away from the beaker. When reaction stops, touch the beaker. What do you feel? Has the beaker becomes hot? Taste the solution with the red and blue litmus paper. Is the solution acidic or basic? You observe that sodium reacts vigorously with water. Some other metals do not do so. For example, iron reacts with water slowly. Generally, non-metals do not react with water, though they may be very reactive in air. Such non-metals are stored in water. For example, phosphorus is very reactive non-metal. It catches fire if exposed to air. To prevent the contact of phosphorus with atmospheric oxygen, it is stored in water. So here friends, we understood that some of the metal react vigorously with water like sodium and potassium. If you make contact with the sodium and potassium, so they burn or give some explosions. Some of the metal, they do not react with water at all. For example, gold, which do not react with the water at all. Same as some non-metals which do not react with the water, but some non-metal, they react with the water vigorously. For example, phosphorus. Friends, whenever we go to any hill station like Manali, I think so you have seen some hot springs over there, like Vashishta Kund in Manali. It is hot. Why the water of that kund is very hot? That is due to phosphorus present in that soil. Due to the presence of phosphorus, it reacts with the water and makes the water very hot. Now see reaction with acids. Let us see how metals and non-metals behaves with acid. Activity 4.6. Warning. Keep the mouth of the test tube away from your face. Use test tube holder to hold the test tube. Take samples of metals and non-metals listed in table 4.5 in a specific test tubes and label them as A, B, C, D, E and F. With the help of a dropper, add 5 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid to each test tube one by one. Observe the reactions carefully. If no reactions occurs in a cold solution, warm the test tube gently. Bring a burning matchstick near the mouth of each test tube. Repeat the same activity using dilute sulfuric acid instead of dilute hydrochloric acid. Record your observations in table 4.5. Is there a difference in the way metals and non-metals react with acids? What could be the pop sound in some cases be due to when a burning matchstick is brought near the mouth of the test tubes? You must have found that non-metals generally do not react with acids, but metals react with acids and produce hydrogen gas that burns with the pop sound. You must have noticed that copper does not react with dilute hydrochloric acid even on heating, but it reacts with sulfuric acid. Now friends, table 4.5, reaction of metals and non-metals with acids. Here we have taken A, B, C, D, E and F samples of metals and non-metals. Now how they react with the dilute hydrochloric acid and reaction with dilute sulfuric acid, that is on your screen. First, it is given that in test tube A, metal, that is magnesium ribbon, is given. At room temperature, it reacts to hydrochloric acid and give hydrogen gas. Here the reaction is rapid. Rapid, that means it is very fast. Now reaction with dilute sulfuric acid at room temperature reacts with dilute sulfuric acids and give hydrogen gas, and reaction is rapid. Same as B, aluminum foil. It reacts to give hydrogen with the hydrochloric acid and the reaction is rapid reaction. Now reaction with sulfuric acid. Here aluminium reacts with sulfuric acid to give hydrogen and reaction is rapid. The C, that is iron filings, same as is react with the hydrochloric acid and give hydrogen gas and reaction is rapid. Same as reaction with dilute sulfuric acid, it gives hydrogen and reaction is rapid. Now in case of D and E, copper, peeled flexible wire and charcoal, you can see that they do not react with the hydrochloric acid as well as sulfuric acid. So friends, by this activity we can say that metals react with acid, that is hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid, and they give hydrogen gas after reaction. The reaction is very fast. For example, when they react with the magnesium, aluminium or iron. Here, how to check the hydrogen gas produced? Friends, if you take a burning matchstick near the mouth of a tube from where hydrogen is coming out, so it will give a pop sound. That means it burns with the pop sound. In the last two cases, that is copper, wire as well as charcoal, so they do not react with the hydrochloric acid as well as sulfuric acid. So here friends, in this video, I will explain how metals and non-metals react with oxygen, water and acid. Now you need to read the textbook. These all chemical reactions are very important. You need to memorize it and read the textbook properly. If you have any doubt, then you can contact me on my number. My WhatsApp number is 9016487991. Thank you.